What if I told you that Carlos Sainz's arrival at Williams was much more than a simple driver transfer, but actually the transformative element that completely revolutionized the team's internal structure and propelled Alex Albon to the peak of his career in the category? That is precisely the reality we are witnessing in the 2025 season, and the data is categorical. When Ferrari decided to free up a seat for Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz established himself as the most sought-after driver on the transfer market. Alpine showed interest, Kick Sauber presented its proposal, but it was Williams who managed to sign the talented Spaniard. This is where an extraordinary story begins about how the addition of a competitor can radically transform not only the numbers, but also the entire working philosophy of an organization. Let's examine the details that are going unnoticed. Alex Albon spent entire seasons as Williams' only veteran driver, single-handedly shouldering the responsibility of improving the car and getting the most out of a limited package. And his teammates? Logan Sargent, Franco Colapinto, Nicholas Latifi. All promising competitors, but lacking the experience of those who have battled in front-running teams. It was as if Albon were an instructor trying to teach advanced calculus to students who had only mastered basic operations. Then Sainz enters the scene. A driver coming off victories with Ferrari, knowledgeable about the mysteries of elite teams, knowing exactly what it takes to gain those crucial tenths of a second from a machine. Instantly, Albon was no longer the only veteran in the room. And what was his reaction? Instead of showing fear, he accepted the challenge with total determination. The statistics from the first half of the season are remarkable and reveal a narrative that transcends superficial appearances. Albon leads the internal battle in qualifying with 8 wins to 6 and has accumulated 54 points compared to Sainz's 16. But before you conclude that this proves Albon's superiority over the Spaniard, let's examine the full picture. Sainz joined a team that is completely different from Ferrari. The Williams car has totally different driving characteristics, and any competitor, regardless of their talent, needs time to adapt. In addition, the Spaniard has suffered the most from the team's reliability issues and poorly planned tactics. Several chances to score points have been lost due to failures beyond his control. But here lies the most fascinating aspect of this whole story. Alex Albon does not see Sainz as a threat, but rather as the gift he always wanted. For seasons, the Thai driver felt that his potential was being minimized precisely because of the absence of a teammate who could serve as a true benchmark. It was difficult to demonstrate his speed when his internal rivals were still mastering the fundamentals of Formula One. The addition of Sainz has completely changed that dynamic. Now Albon has someone at his side who understands exactly how a top-flight machine should work, how tactics should be implemented, how refinements can make the difference between a point and a pole position. It's as if Williams has hired not just a driver, but an elite technical performance expert. And the numbers confirm this transformation. Williams started the season with a 5th place in Australia, a result it hadn't achieved in seasons. Albon has achieved 3 virtual podiums, i.e., or 3 5th places, something unimaginable in previous campaigns. The team is consistently competing for points, no longer relying on confusion in the races to appear on the scoreboard. But let's delve even deeper into this transformation. Sainz's presence within the Williams environment has created a beneficial pressure that has spread throughout the organization. Engineers now receive feedback from 2 drivers with completely different experiences, which accelerates the improvement of the car. The mechanics feel the energy of a team that can truly compete for significant positions. It's a ripple effect that started with one hire and turned into an organizational revolution. James Vowles, the team's leader, has developed a long-range strategy focused on 2026, but the gains have already started to emerge in 2025. The arrival of Sainz accelerated this evolutionary process because he brought immediate knowledge of how to extract performance from a Formula One machine. The Spaniard arrived with technical expertise that would have taken years to build internally. But let's get to the crux of the matter. Is Albon really at his best? Or does he finally have a competitive machine at his disposal? The answer lies in consistency. The Thai driver has not had a single catastrophic weekend, always finding the limit of the car and always delivering when the opportunity arose. This is no coincidence. It is maturity and self-confidence. And here's something that few are noticing. Albon has not only maintained his level against Sainz, he has raised his own performance standard. This happens when a skilled driver finally finds the motivation and the right conditions to extract his best. The arrival of the Spaniard has acted as a mirror for the Thai, revealing exactly where he could improve. The rivalry between Albon and Sainz is far from destructive. On the contrary, it is proving beneficial for both parties. Sainz has the experience and technical knowledge. Albon has a deep understanding of the current Williams car. It is a collaboration that is raising the bar for the entire team, from the mechanics to the engineers. And let's be realistic about one thing. Williams has always held a special place in the hearts of Formula One fans. It is a historic team with a long tradition and titles to its name. Watching this team struggle just to score a few points was painful for any fan of the sport. Now, with Albon and Sainz working together, it feels like we are finally seeing Williams return to where it belongs. Here is my controversial take on the situation. Alex Albon has always been underrated in the Formula One paddock. His time at Red Bull ended prematurely, and his years at Williams were interpreted as a waiting period. But the arrival of Sainz proved that the Thai driver was not inactive. He was just waiting for the right conditions to reveal his true potential. The Williams of 2025 is proving that there are no inadequate drivers, only inadequate machines and poorly structured organizations. When you put two talented drivers in a competitive machine, with a well-organized team and a vision for the future, the results come naturally. Sainz brought prestige, Albon brought consistency, and together they are creating one of the most fascinating episodes of the season. The question that remains is, how far can this duo progress if Williams continues to evolve at this pace? And even more relevant, are we witnessing the definitive resurgence of one of Formula One's most traditional teams? What do you think of this transformation at Williams? Is Albon finally getting the recognition he deserves, or will Sainz demonstrate his superiority as he adapts to the car? Share your perspective in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any analysis from behind the scenes of Formula One.